Hello and welcome to A Better Life, and I tell you what, it's been an interesting week. I want to start off with the firing of Police Chief Dwayne White. Now, I personally have an opinion that these people are elected, the mayor at least is elected to his position, and we want you to weigh in on this thought. But if you're an elected official, don't you work for us? Don't you owe us an explanation? So I don't know why you're hiding from the media and not talking to everybody from day one, but you know, when you do something this drastic that affects our society, you would think the leaders of our society would step forward to the media and explain why they take those actions. Let us know how you feel. Email me at WLFT.com. I would love to hear your opinion of the matter. Or do you think he has the right to say we don't comment on personnel matters? Very interesting. I'll tell you what, there's a lot going on. Hey, how many of you saw the Super Bowl? I'll tell you what, let's relive a Super Bowl moment right now. Electricians are working. There we go. Super Bowl's back on. Hey, all right. See, it doesn't only happen in New Orleans. It happens in Baton Rouge, too. Welcome to A Better Life. Of course, I'm Dr. Fry, and we've been looking forward to today's show. I tell you what, it is Friday, and it is going to be a wonderful weekend. Beautiful weather in store. Have some rain coming up next week, but hey, we're going to make it through the weekend with lots of parades and lots of fun. So get out with your family, enjoy yourself, and of course, we want to see you in church on Sunday. We always want to see you in church on Sunday. Now, today we're going to talk about taxes. That's something that's on everybody's mind, isn't it? Huh? Have you done yours yet? Have you got all your receipts in order? Have you got everything laid out to get ready to go in and talk to your tax professional? Well, we're going to talk to a tax professional today. Ms. Collins is with us today from Kathy's Tax Professionals. How about that? Welcome to the show, young lady.
Thank you.
Now, how long have you been doing taxes?
I've been doing taxes for 8 years now.
8 years. All righty. And is it a full-time job for you, or is it just seasonal? Or
It's a full-time job.
Full-time job. What do you think about those commercials you see on TV where the guy's working on a plumber and then it's like, hey, you did my taxes too? You know, that's pretty well true. I know I went to H&R. H&R, is that what it's called? The big one?
Yes.
Yeah. I went to them 1 year, and the person who did my taxes actually managed a trailer park. You know, just part of the year, here she come, you know, and then she's all of a sudden, I'm your tax professional. I was like, that's scary. So now I have a real tax professional. And tell us a little bit about Kathy's Professionals Tax Service. How long have they been around?
Kathy's Tax Professionals has been in business for 18 years. Our founder is Kathy Harnett McCaleb. She graduated from Southern University, and she received her bachelor's and master's from Southern. And then she went on to Jackson State University to receive her her PhD.
Wow.
So she was a CPA, PhD, certified.
She's got more letters behind her name than I do. There we go.
Yeah, I always used to laugh and tell her that she had all the alphabets behind her name. But yeah, she was the founder of Kathy's Tax Professionals.
And how long have you been with her?
I've been with her for 8 years.
8 years.
Yes.
So what are the majority of your clients? Are they personal taxes or business taxes or equal amount? What do you do?
We have an equal amount of clients, business and personal.
Let's talk about personal. What is the number one thing that people seem to forget to bring in when they pay that fee to come in and see you, or maybe you don't charge a fee? We'll get into that in a little bit. But when they come in, what is the one thing that they always seem to forget?
They always seem to forget additional tax forms.
Additional
like
tax
mortgage
forms.
statements, interest from the bank or credit unions. They always forget those, as they call, simple tax forms.
Right.
They worry about the big ones, the W-2s and the 1099-Rs or the 1099 miscellaneous.
Right. A lot of people don't realize that all the interest you pay on your mortgage, of course, is totally tax deductible.
Yes.
And the interest you pay on your car loans, is that deductible?
Depending on if it's business or personal.
Business or personal.
Yes.
And you recommend, as far as people, to lease their cars if they're in business, or I understand that's 100% write-off if it's a lease vehicle?
Yes.
Compared to owning your vehicle and trying to write off all the mileage and all that stuff, which way is the best way to go?
For business, lease. You
Leasing.
get the best tax advantages.
Best tax advantage. Now, how long or should a person now be thinking about, April 15th is the deadline. How busy are you? Is it easy to get in? Is it?
Yes, it's very easy to get in because we do drop-offs. I have clients who email their documents over to us, or fax, or either bring in drop-off.
Mm-hmm.
And once they bring it in, we sit down, key in the information, evaluate the return, and see if we can find some additional deductions. So that gives us it prevents our clients to keep coming back
Time and time again.
Yeah.
Have
So-
everything in order before you walk in. Now, a lot of tax people don't really care to see all of the receipts, but just like a total of what you're trying to take off. Is that what you prefer, or do you want them to bring a box of everything?
Yes, I prefer just to get a total of what you have. But if something of it seems kind of questionable to me, I will ask to see additional documentation. But I do, inform all my clients when your taxes are prepared, keep all your documentations with it. So if you ever audit it, you can just grab your tax return along with the backup of receipts or
Right.
either financial statements.
Okay, so it's pretty straightforward as far as people knowing that they can write the interest off on their mortgages and things of that nature. But what about these people that now all of a sudden they've wind up with a second home?Maybe they're renting it to their daughter, or they're renting it out for income. Is the rental home itself, as your payments and everything on it, is it tax deductible?
Yes, now that you will be reporting that on a Schedule E rental income.
Okay,
So you can deduct those payments. Of course, you have to report the income you receive,
right.
but you can report all the expenses that you incur keeping up their rental home.
Plus the payment of the rental home?
Yes.
Wow. So that really makes it beneficial, doesn't it?
Yes. But just make sure it's not vacational.
That's great. That's great. Okay. So we got 1 minute left. What do you want to tell people that they need to know as far as big changes this year? Here's something that's really going to surprise you that will really save you money or get you some money back this year or cost you more money.
If you don't bring in, keep all your tax documents. If you don't bring in your tax information or you choose not to file it, the IRS will catch up with you eventually and send you a tax bill. And then you'll have to amend those taxes and add that information on.
Okay, so get all your act together and then come on in. And you guys are reachable at 225-358-9829.
Yes.
And I believe we had the information on the screen, but you can always email me at WLFT.com, and I will be glad to give you the information you need. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
And maybe as we get closer to April 15th, we'll have you back on for some final statements, okay?
Okay.
All right, stay tuned. We got another exciting guest coming up from the YMCA. You won't want to miss that. Stay tuned. No more NFL blackouts, I promise. Greater Baton Rouge Medical Office Building at Howell Place is conveniently located near the Baton Rouge Airport, offering medical services for all ages, lifestyles, and diagnosis. Greater Baton Rouge Medical Office Building offers a wide range of physicians to service your needs, from visual changes to upper and lower extremity orthopedic problems, back and neck injuries, and pain management. After consultation with your physician, there is an on-site physical therapy clinic to get you back to work or to your recreational pastime. If mobility is a problem, a home health office is on the premises to accept referrals. This modern medical marketplace has convenient parking and is designed for complete personal and family health care. Greater Baton Rouge Medical Office Building at Howell Place is recognized for high-quality care and wants to be your choice for all of your family's health care needs. Welcome back to A Better Life. I'm Dr. Fry, and of course now we've got your taxes all in order and you've got some ideas and you're thinking about that. Hey, let's talk about your health and what you need to do to get your body in the right place. Of course, we know where to get your mind and your spirit in the right place, but there is a place in town that can help you get, this in shape. And with me, of course, is Ron from the YMCA. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate it, Mr. Smith, for joining us again.
Pleasure being here, Doctor.
And, all right, stop.
Give me a 5-second lead so I know. You said 1, 2. What are you gonna? Okay, that's cool. What are you gonna say when you need me to go? When you need me to go?
Yeah, just say Jason, and then that way he'll know that you're talking directly to him. Just say Jason, and then the next direction will go to him. Okay? Let's rock. One more time. Welcome back to A Better Life. I'm Dr. Fry, and I tell you what, now we've got all your taxes in order, or at least we've got you thinking about getting that straightened out in your life. And we know where you can always go get your spiritual and your mind straightened out. Let's talk about this, the body. How are we going to get it in shape for the new year? I tell you what, it's February, and it's time to say, you know what, I made that resolution back in January. I haven't done a darn thing yet. Well, with me, of course, is Ron from the YMCA, and he's going to help us get things in order. Welcome back to the show, Mr. Smith. How you doing, sir?
Great to be here, Dr.
Hey,
Fry.
man, I tell you what, I have promised myself that I'm going to come over and join the Y starting next week. And I do have to do a little bit of traveling in March, but other than that, I'm going to try and really put in a dedicated thing and drop 70 pounds. And that's my challenge. I'm making it publicly. I'm going to do that. I'm going to drop the 70 pounds before the 1st of September.
Well, I'm glad to hear you make that challenge. A lot of people make those New Year's resolutions at the beginning of the year, and by this time,
Forgot
early
all about
January, it has gone to pass. So you're starting on the back end of that
Well, I
curve,
made
I'm
the
happy to
commitment, but
say.
I had to go to the shows in NAPTY down in Miami and look at some new programming. We got a couple of new networks we're getting ready to launch on our digital channel, so trying to get all that business taken care of, and unfortunately that does keep me from being here all the time. But you know, a person that's thinking about doing a regime is 3 days a week something that is pretty solid, an hour a day. Mike, that's what I was thinking. Is that what you kind of recommend?
Actually, if we can get at least 2 30-minute sessions a week with you, you can start on the track to creating a healthier lifestyle.
Okay, good.
In as little as 2 30-minute sessions a day.
Now, don't you
done
offer some
properly.
other things over I'm going to learn about as far as people that will say, hey, here's what you need to do diet-wise, or what you need to do? Is there things I can
Absolutely.
buy or people I can rent, or what?
Well,
How does it work?
The great thing about the Y is we're not just a fitness center, we're a health center. So we concentrate on the nutritional aspects of your health, of course the fitness aspects of your health, and the spiritual aspects of your health.
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure you have the complete package. So yes, we will bring you in and give you a personal wellness session to start with. We
Okay.
don't just bring you in and put you on a treadmill and elliptical and say, go for it. We want to evaluate your current position and send you through a battery of tests initially and create a plan for you to follow so you're correctly pursuing your path.
So who do I ask for when I come over there?
Our wellness director is Christina Bonds.
So
she's
I'll-
the first initial contact you'll
Okay.
make with our wellness
Now,
director.
she's there Monday through Friday, 9 to 5?
Correct.
Is that basically? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I'll look up Christina.
Christina Bonds.
Christina Bonds. All right. I will, Christina, I will be able to see you tomorrow. So.
And I'll have her looking for you, Dr.
All right. I will be walking through the door tomorrow. I promise that. All right. So tell us what's going on at the YMCA.
We've got a lot of good programs. One program I'm very excited about is a program that we've partnered with Pennington Biomedical Facility. It's the first time they've come to North Baton Rouge to do a program of this sort. It's designed and it's concentrated on the black male aged 35 to 70 years old. It's a free program for those individuals. It will
No charge.
no charge.
Free.
Free.
Can't
when I
beat
say
that.
free, and let's add another component to it, not only is it free, but they're going to pay you $250 to participate in it.
Get out.
The program is designed to study the effects of strength and cardio training on the black male aged 35 to 70. So the only thing required of you, you won't fit that one,
I'm going
Doc.
to say, man, this sounds like profiling to me.
You won't fit that program, Doc, but it is a 5-month program. They're going to pay your membership for that period of time.
Yeah.
And they're going to provide you a personal trainer. And all you need to do is come in twice a week for those 2 30-minute sessions.
Really?
And it's a great program.
Now, is there a age requirement or a weight requirement that you want as far as the type of men you're trying to find out about?
The only requirement is, of course, the age 35 to 70, and you cannot currently be a diabetic.
Okay.
That's the only thing that you cannot be. Because the study is going to study the effects of this strength and cardio training on preventing high blood pressure and diabetes.
Oh, I see. Well, it's definitely a problem in the African American community.
Absolutely.
Is diabetes. I mean, you have a higher concentration of that in black males than you do in other races.
Absolutely.
And there's a whole lot of things that go on with different nationalities and different things there. And the cardio program that you put old white fat guy like me on is not necessarily the one you're going to put a black man on either, is it? I mean, it is different.
I'm happy you asked that question. Each individual's body is unique.
Absolutely.
In a multitude of ways. So that's why it's important that we give you that physical assessment before we put you into any program to see where you are, what your desires are, and how can we steer you in that direction correctly.
Okay, so put up on the screen again and tell them again, how do they get into this program?
The simple, easy way to get into the program, you can dial our YMCA base number 906-5424. You can stop by the branch at the ExxonMobil Howell Place branch there at 7717 Howell Boulevard. There's a 3-line form you need to complete, and that's pretty much it, Doc.
That's it. A lot of people have asked me, they said, I know where the Exxon plant is, where's the YMCA? Because it's called Exxon YMCA, and we say that here on air. And I've had to explain to a couple of people, how do you tell people how to find you?
We're easy to find. We're at the intersection of Howell Boulevard and 72nd Avenue. Everybody's familiar with the Hilton Hotel on Harding. We're directly behind the Hilton Hotel. Off
It's over here behind the airport, basically. I mean,
correct.
Up in that area of town.
Absolutely.
And is this open to males all over the city of Baton Rouge?
All over the city.
And how many are you looking for?
We're looking for 200.
200. That's
200. We've this program's been going on about 2 weeks now, and we've signed up roughly 75 or 80 individuals in the first 2 weeks. So the word is getting out. So if you're interested in that program, I encourage you to come by as soon as possible.
Got about a minute left. What else is going on at the YMCA?
We brought in a new aquatics director, Jonathan Lee from Miami, Florida. He is going to be a regional aquatics director for the YMCA, and he's bringing in a host of new programs this year, snorkeling, all kinds of programs that are going to make it fun, safe, and are just a rewarding aquatics program.
Then I take it you have a pool.
Yes, we do have a pool. We have 9 pools in our association.
Really?
So, yes.
I can't wait to tour the facility. That's going to be fun.
Absolutely.
I'll be looking at Christina tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot for being on the show. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure being
here.
Doc.
All right. So we've got more coming up, of course. Now that we've got your body and everything in place there, we're going to talk to some people from Families Helping Families and find out what they've got to tell us this week and what's going on at their organization that will help you have a better life. So stay tuned. The lights are still on, and I know that you've been watching that Valentine promotion, so I hope that you are sending in your love story so that you can win all those great prizes that we're giving away, like Icky Bond's dinner and KFC, a whole bunch of stuff. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned. WLFT joins all TV stations in our area, reminding you to rescan your digital TV sets so you can pick up all of the new TV stations, which are broadcast free over the air. Hey, you bought the new high-definition TV, so now enjoy the free over-the-air entertainment like the new Country Channel on 30.3, featuring 24-hour music videos and concerts direct from Nashville. More new channels are planned, so change the batteries in your smoke detector and rescan Baton Rouge. Welcome back to A Better Life. I'm Dr. Fry, and of course we have had a great show, and I thank all the guests. But now I've got one that's very special to my heart from the Families Helping Families. This is Kay Lewis Caron. Yeah, well, I said it right too. She's like, I can't believe you said it right. Welcome to the show, Kay.
Hi.
Okay, now you are with, because I want to say it right, developmentally disabilities checklist is what we're going to talk about today.
Right.
And this is for kids under the age of 22.
Right, the
People under
disability
20.
occurring before the age of 22.
Right, and this could be anyone who has, like my daughter was born with a birth defect of CP, left side impaired and all that, and but this could be anything, any kind of disability, not
Right.
just CP, but anything, right?
I have a daughter who suffered a head injury in a car accident when she was 3.
There you go.
So any disability that occurs before the age of 22.
Okay, so what is this checklist you're going to talk about today, and why is it important?
This checklist is important. Families have a hard time remembering who to call, where to call. They forget who they talk to, especially if there's, when they're dealing with a disability, everything can start sounding the same. All the programs can start sounding the same.
Absolutely.
So we actually sat down with some families and came up with a checklist for a family, just a simple 2-page checklist. Instead of giving them 10 brochures and trying to explain everything, we tried to put it all in a little checklist.
Yeah, because when you're faced with this for the first, in that especially that first week of trying to say, what are we going to do? you don't understand what is out there to help you. There's a
No.
lot of different things to do. So just go over a little bit of the
Right.
checklist of things of what this kind of deals with.
Well, you can start from birth to 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
If the family suspects some type of disability, their single point of entry is going to be early steps.
Okay.
And then, should the disability have occurred after the age of 3,
Like a traumatic injury that you
right,
went
like
through,
a traumatic injury, a spinal cord injury,
Right.
Capital Area Human Services District is going to be their single point of entry.
Okay.
Early
Do we find that most of the doctors in the area, especially the neurologists that deal with primary with things of this nature, are they pretty well familiar with what you work with and what you have?
That's another project we're working on to try to get the doctors more
Mm-hmm.
familiar, even social workers at hospitals, trying to get them more familiar with where to direct the family to.
Right.
Yes.
But all of us have a friend or someone who has, us who have been through it.
Mm-hmm.
When you first see a child that's 3 or 4 months old and you look at the child, you know right away. It's like, I hate to have to tell them, but you really need to get the child checked for, and of course they're like, oh, you're paranoid, it's a normal little baby, But
Right, right.
if you catch it early enough on, there are so many things you can do to help the child have a normal life. And that's
Yes.
what you're trying to do.
Right, and that's what we try to do at Families Helping Families, give the families the resources they need, the information, the support they need. Most of the people that work at our office do have a family member with some type of disability. And within our office, we also have a resource center for autism spectrum disorder. So that deals just directly with autism spectrum disorders. So,
Mm-hmm. Do you stay in touch with, and I don't know if they have it here, but like my daughter, she's with a company called Community Options, which is a big company in Tennessee that is a private organization that they actually take them as adults and they get them a place to live, pair them with another person, have someone there 24 hours a day to take care of their needs and stuff. Do you recommend organizations, do they have that in Louisiana too?
yeah, absolutely. That's under Capital Area Human Services District. They have what is called the NOW waiver, New Opportunities waiver.
Okay.
And it provides personal care attendants. And if they choose to live on their own or if they choose to have shared supports, they do work with them on that. So, and it is about a 10 to 12 year waiting list.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's why it's very important for families to get on the list.
You bet.
Yes.
It's an amazing waiting list, but a lot of people they just get to their wits' end with what am I going to do? I mean, my life is totally around this child, and the child's now 18. Getting on. That's why as they enter that 10 and 12-year-old, you've got to get them into the system. You've got to get that long-term plan in your head of what's going to happen
Right.
because life goes on. They
Life goes
don't
on.
just turn. They don't just die. I mean, some of them live to be 40 and 60 normal lives.
Right.
60 years of age, even with a huge disability.
Right, and a lot, they live longer now. They have better health care. So, and a lot of families think, well, I can do it. I'm fine. I can take care of it. But we try to encourage them to get on the list.
Well, the older they get,
when
the
they're
harder.
named, right,
yeah.
because the older they get, the more
harder it
issues
is.
that are going to come up. And what we tell
Absolutely.
families is it's very important to remember, get on the list. If your name is called and you get that letter and you feel like you don't need the services, what we found out is the best thing to do is you have to ask them to go inactive. Don't just say, no, I don't want the services. In a letter, put it in a letter that you want to go inactive. That way it'll hold your spot.
Yeah.
And should another 5 or 10 years down the road you decide you need that help, when
Sure.
you call back, you won't have to wait another 10, 12 years. You'll get the next available slot. So,
How are the school systems in Louisiana? Do they have good special needs classes and stuff here? Tennessee was really good, I'm too new to this area, and I haven't had my daughter here, so I don't know. But is there
Right.
good programs for kids to get into?
there are good programs. The schools are working very closely with the families and our Bessie board to try and make sure that the services are there for our children. And we also, at our office at Families Helping Families, we do have 3 IEP, individualized educational program.
know an IEP very well. Yes,
facilitators.
I do.
They help the families, should the families feel like they need help in the school system. They can go with them and help to be their advocate and not only teach them what their rights are, but also what their responsibilities are of having a child who may need some special education.
You're a parent. I'm sure you'll back me on this. If there's anything that you must participate in, it's the IEP.
Absolutely.
You must, folks. I'm telling you, even though they're in the school and they may have a person from an agency that's taking care of them and they're making all the decisions, every year you have your voice during the IEP because
Yes.
it really sets the standard for what's going to happen over the next year.
Absolutely.
It's
yeah,
very
you need
important.
to
It's
keep in
very
touch
important.
with, and then it's good to have an advocate with you too,
Oh, absolutely.
because sometimes the emotions come into play.
Do you provide those? Does your
Yes, sir,
company, you
we
have
do.
advocate? Oh, never had an
Yeah.
advocate. That'd be cool. That'd
Yeah,
be good.
and everything we do is free. We're nonprofit,
Right.
so anytime the family needs us to help with something, we will.
Who's
Yeah.
coming back on a future show? You said there was some other
It'll be our
program.
director, Jamie Tyndall.
And Jamie's going to come back on, and we're going to talk about.
The Autism Walk.
Great.
We have an Autism Walk that supports our resource center.
When's
for
that coming up?
autism. I don't know
Sometime,
the
what
exact
month?
date. I apologize. April.
April?
Yeah,
April.
so she's
Good.
coming back next month
Good.
to talk about
Good.
that.
We can get around the Easter time, and it'll be a good time to do some fun. Thanks for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank
Folks, if
you.
you have someone out there that you know or in your family that needs special needs help, then you need to contact Families Helping Families. They're a great organization. That's why I have them on the show, because they can help you and your loved ones have a better life, and that's what this show is all about. I hope you'll take advantage of these situations and these different services that are available to you. If you don't, you're an idiot. That's all I've got to say about it. Folks, until next time, remember, you can have a better life, especially through Jesus Christ. I'm Dr. Fry. See you next week.